Hello students, welcome back to your computer class. So today we had a live session, but due to some network issue, I'm just posting the video of your lesson 7. So what we wanted to discuss in the live class, that a short video I have made. So we can have a live session on coming that is next Saturday. So today's class and the Tuesday's class, the recorded video will be posted. So your lesson 7 is about your database and DBMS and introduction. So in this lesson we are going to learn about your database and its types and structure of database, what is Microsoft Access and that features, about the components of Microsoft Access we are going to learn. Then about how to start, then how to create a blank document database. In that, how can you use a template to make your presentation in your database management, then to view your table, then followed by rules for naming a fields, data types, setting data types for each field, then what is primary key, how to save your database and how to close and access your application of database, then how can you open your existing database from your DBMS. So those topics we are going to learn in this lesson. So coming to your lesson, a database is an organized collection of data. It helps us to enter, manage, access, and analyze a large amount of information quickly and efficiently. Where the database is a collection of data. So you have many data which you learned in your previous time, that is raw facts, where you can enter data, you can manage, that is how to however you want you can arrange it, and you can open and access the data what you have entered. You can analyze whether it is correct or wrong. So you can do all this large amount of information in a faster way and effectively. That is the main goal of your database. Unknowingly, we all use database in our life. Without the knowledge of us, we are using database in our daily life. We maintain personal address diaries wherein we record addresses and telephone numbers of our friends. So without our knowledge, as I told, we are using database to write personal address of the people you wanted to know and phone numbers of your friends. So all that you maintain in your diaries or in a notebook, you make a table and you write friend number 1 phone number, WhatsApp number, call number, then friend number 2 which is WhatsApp number, and to make a call mother number, father number, then the address. So all that you maintain in a separate way, right? So that is called as a database. We maintain the information alphabetically so that whenever any information is needed, we could browse and extract the information quickly. So if you are writing in a notebook, we are not maintaining in the alphabetical order. So whichever you want, you write first, whether the starting name starts with Z or Y or M or F. So in a zigzag order you write. Whereas if you are doing the same work in a computer, you can able to sort out in alphabetical order to access your information in a faster way. If it is in alphabetical order, you can able to fetch the information quickly. From time to time, we keep on adding new addresses and also update the contact numbers and postal address of our friends if there is any change. All these operations that we perform, like adding, updating, sorting, editing, deleting, etc., are the functions of database. So sometimes what happens, suddenly your friend will change the number. So what you do, you take your book or the diary where you have written your friend number, you will strike out that and you will write a new number next to that number, right? This is how you do in your notebooks, or you erase with a eraser if you are written in a pencil, or you take a new page and you write new number of the friend and you will update that. So that is called as updating. Whereas in computer, if you are updating, you erase the number, that is you delete the number which is already added in a computer database, and you type a new number instead of the old number. That is called as updating. So you are updating the number, or you are adding any new number, or if you got any new friends, you will add a new friend number to your database. And sorting out, if anything is not in order, you will arrange it in order. Or if you don't want any friend, you fought with a friend, if you don't like to have someone's number, then you will delete that number. So all this you can do in your database, that is updating, deleting, accessing, sorting and adding. All that you are able to do in a database system. Telephone diary, a dictionary, maintaining a list of students and their addresses, keeping their records to the academic and co-curricular activities, list of groceries in a grocery stores, catalogs in a library, list of customers in a bank, maintaining employees, information in office and organization, etc. are the example of types of database. So this database where we use most of the time, that is where it is needed, is the places like library or office or banks, school. So there we use this database system, because those places there are many people who working, and the school students are there, many students. Library we have lot of textbooks, and bank we have many customers who comes every day. So if you wanted to write those people's name in a book, it's not possible practically, because thousands of students in a school, you can't able to sit and write every new students comes to the school in a diary. Instead of that, we update the information in a computer so that it will get stored in your database safely as per the alphabetical order, because we don't want to go on arrange in an alphabetical order. Database itself will sort out in an alphabetical order when you give a information to that, when you give a entry to that. But if you do it in your notebooks, can you able to arrange that in alphabetical order? It's not possible, right? Because you have already filled the page, so you can't able to add in between, so that it won't look good if you go on add some letters in between the lines. So database means it should have a perfect look and neatness should be there. That's why we use computer database to store large amount of data in your computer. So large amount of data you store in your library. So you have several of textbooks, and who is the author, how many books are there, how many computer books, how many maths books, how many English books. So all that informations will be added in your library. If anything is missing, so that they can go and check immediately in a computer how many books came and how many books are there in the library. So that database will help in that time. Even in the banks, so who are the customer? If any fake person comes and say that I had an account in a bank, I need this much amount, but now it's not coming. So if they come and do such things, they can go and check whether they have an account or not, and whether they have balance or not. All that they can check in the database, and they can update immediately to the person who came with the problem. And also employees in a company, so thousands of people will be working in a company, and they have to get salary, and whether they are coming to the office on time, they have taken leave or not. So all that informations they have to update, so that there won't be any problem when their payment has to be given for the employees. So these are the places we use database maximum. It is very difficult to maintain a database manually. When there are hundreds and thousands of records, as the chance of committing errors increases. A DBMS, database management system, is a computerized record keeping system that enables you to create, store, modify, and extract information from database. It saves our time and energy. The main function of DBMS is to provide the users with efficient and reliable methods of data retrieval. Moreover, it reduces the chances of errors creeping into the database to great extent. Therefore, data handling using DBMS become faster and efficient. As I told you now, manual entry of hundreds and thousands of data is not possible, because there's a chances of making errors, we may do mistakes. So instead of that, we use a software called Database Management System, that is DBMS, D for data, B for base, M for management, and S for system. It's a computer software where you can able to create, store, modify and extract information from that. So this saves our time as well as our energy and errors also. There will be less chances of errors to be made, and you can use this whenever you want, and it works very fast and efficient as well. What are the types of database you have? So there are two different types of databases you have: flat file database and relational database. What is flat file? Flat file database refers to the data files that contain records which have a small fixed number of fields without any structured relationship, for example Microsoft Excel. So Microsoft Excel we learned in your previous lesson. So that is called as your flat file database, where you can have records in a small page, that is in a limited space given, and a fixed number of fields are there. So you can use the fields only which is given by a software. You can't extend more than the fields which is allotted. You have some certain rows and columns already given in your Excel sheet. Above that you can't able to add by yourself, right? So that is a structure given by a software. So without any structure relationship, we call that as a flat file database. The example is Microsoft Excel. And second is relational database. A relational database stores the data in several tables and links those tables together to set a common piece of information, that is Microsoft Access, Microsoft SQL and Oracle. So you have a table, so you have a software where you can create a number of tables, that is several tables you can make in one software, and you can connect each table with each other, and you can make it as a common information produced to the audience. So the examples for relational databases: Microsoft Access and Microsoft SQL, and you have Oracle. So these are the examples given for that. So hope you are clear with today's topic which I taught you. So in the next class we'll learn about the next topic in page 79, and after that on next Saturday we'll have a live session. So see you in the next class with the next topic.